Okay, if you have a Ford and you have problems with the turn signals not working, so you put your switch on. In this Ford, if I put the switch on, just hold it on, the signal blinks. If I click it all the way up, the signal doesn't blink. And if you're having that sort of problem, or if you turn your signal on and it doesn't do anything, and you've changed the bulbs, made sure the socket connections were all tight, everything, it may be your turn signal switch. So you can change this whole switch out. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. Okay, the first thing you're going to want to do is disconnect your negative battery terminal. I already loosened that up. So I'm just going to disconnect that so there's no power to the turn signal switch. Okay, next you're going to want to take off this cover off the column, which is held on by some screws on the bottom here. You may have to also take off some of the other dash panels, like this lower panel may have to come off. You may have to loosen this panel here. Okay, to get this lower panel off, all I have to do is take a couple screws off the bottom here, the panel, and then this pulls out. That's just held on by some clips here and then screws on the bottom. Okay, next I'm going to take off this upper panel, this upper dash trim, and once you got that lower dash trim off, you'll see there's some screws on the bottom here, and then you got a couple screws above the instrument cluster right up here. Okay, once you got this dash panel off, what you're going to want to do is pull right in here on these edges to snap it off the dash. And then there's going to be a wire connected to the defroster, depending on your model. What you can do is you can just grab that dash panel piece and kind of pivot it out of the way for now. You don't really need to disconnect those wires. Okay, now I've got the dash panel out of the way. This panel right here. What you're going to do is this top cover, you can kind of just lift it up and it'll give you enough clearance to get at this switch. It's held on the other side by the lock cylinder key. And then that bottom part, you can just pull that off. And you should be able to get at these screws. So it holds the switch on is some Torx screws. So you need a Torx bit to get those out. There's one here, and there is one on top here. You can see right there. To get those two Torx bit screws out, this whole assembly will come out then. Okay, so this is what the Torx bits look like. Then the one you're going to need is a T20. Get those screws out. Okay, once you have those Torx screws out, you just have to disconnect these wires, reconnect them onto the new switch. Alright, I got the wiper switch in, the new one in. So what we're going to do is we're going to test the new switch, make sure everything's functioning properly. Turn the key on. Looks like the wipers are working good. And we'll test the signal. That's working good now. Before the right signal wasn't working properly. Left signal, good. Turn the headlights on. Brights work. Looks like everything's working. We'll try out the hazards. Hazard button works good. So we're all good. All I have to do is put this dash back together and I'll be all set. So that's a good half-hour job. Not too bad. There it is. Take it easy, guys.